Hello everyone, this is Hesha Chimah, and in today's episode of Real to Real, I'm in conversation here on India Today with Sargun Mehta, somebody who I've personally been a fan of, so I may drop my journalist hat in between and sort of bring in the fan that I am of you from one moment to another. Welcome to India Today, Sargun.
Thank you. What a nice introduction.
Congratulations on the film that's out there to release, and of course the song which everybody's scrolling on the reels right now. How does that make you feel, man?
Yay! It makes me feel like that. Like somebody asked me and I'm like, oh my God, how do I give a good answer to it? But genuinely that's all that I have. Like ever since the song is done well, and we were very skeptical. We don't know anything about the music industry as such, you know. We loved the song, so we shot it and we put it, and literally with very little expectation.
And look what it has done. Like everybody's just like, you move up and that's the song playing. It's like, oh my God, love. But you know what I have to ask you, is there a point in your career where you sort of achieved so much, and fair to say because it's been what, 15, 16 years that you've been a part of the industry, and you're not just donning one hat, there are multiple attributes to that, which we'll obviously, discuss later. Do you have any fear of losing out on something? What's your biggest fear at this point professionally for Sargun?
Not fear really. Like I think I'm not being able to manifest my ultimate dream because there's fear attached to of not it like it seems so far away sometimes that it feels like sapne mein hai yaar, you know, and I don't want my dreams to have that element of them not coming true. Like I want to get rid of it. So I think I don't want my dreams to have fear. So maybe that's my fear, attaching a fear to my dreams.
So basically it's the attachment that you have more towards your dream not coming true. And I'm guessing that's doing a film with Shah Rukh Khan, right?
Yeah, and a lot more. Oh, but yeah, that being the top one.
Give me one, two more.
No, but I'm just gonna leave it to that being the top one.
She's like, if that happens, it's done. Yeah. But tell me something, when you have a solid body of work across platforms, let's say that's television, and of course there's also your big screen, would you still be at this given point in your career comfortable having, or probably sharing a lesser screen space and then doing a film with the superstar? Do you think that's your comfort, or you'd be like, no, I want a meaty role, no matter what?
No, but that's been something that I've always wanted, which is why when I did do Cuttputlli, I did it because I loved the role and I felt like it showed a different side of me and a different shade of me altogether that you didn't have, like you didn't see in Punjabi films or anything else that I've done. So I did it for the role. So sometimes I just do it because there's someone ticking in me saying kuch alag karke dekhna, and you know, and then there are dreams. So there are like two very different people fighting inside of me wanting to do something.
And what kind of conversations do you usually have in your head when you probably feel bogged down about stuff that's not going your way?
More than conversations in my head, I think I have conversations with Ravi, because when I'm having conversations with myself, I'm having terrible ones, you know, like all other people, normal humans do.
All of us do.
All of us do. Like, ye ho gaya to, ye ho gaya to, ye ho gaya to, ye ho gaya to, and you bog yourself down so much that you literally need another person to pull you out of that vortex and to like pull you up and say, no, it's going to be fine. Like, just relax, look at the good things in life. So, you know, and then you start counting the good ones around you, and then you literally pull yourself out.
Has there ever been a moment in your life that, let's say professionally, that sort of taught you so much that it just not changed the Sargun, the actor that she is, or the producer, or an entrepreneur that she is, but also the person that you are?
I think a lot of times, like at different levels, different things changed in me. At one point of time, I was supposed to do a very big show which got like canned for me, like right at the last minute of it, and I had prepared for it quite a bit. And I think that, like, I remember crying all day, all night, and like for quite a few days thinking that everything was over and why did they not want me, to ultimately realizing that it was not meant for me, and how it didn't do well, felt nice. But even if it did do well, it wouldn't have done well for me, you know, like it could do well in another space, but not for me. So I think that understanding I got over time. So every time post that a rejection came, I took it with a lot more grace than I used to take it. And in terms of business, I think I trust people far too much on the face value and what they have to give. Like, you know, sometimes people come with this magic hat saying, I'll give you this, and I'll get a bunny out of it, and I'll also give you this, and I'll be like, oh, yes, and then only to realize that the hat was empty. And I keep falling for it. So every time I fall for it, I'm like, did it again.
That's what you're learning probably through the course of it. But tell me, Sargun, we're also in an industry where a lot of people have gotten open about talking about disparities that happen across to begin with, gender pay disparity, right? I want to know, you as a producer, what are you doing differently on set for your female actors?
No, I'm not doing anything different for any actor. I am paying people the value that they bring to the table. To be honest, I don't think that pay disparity is something that you, me, the producers or anybody is making it. When you're sitting on the other side of the table, like you are at some point in time, do you think if you had a female camera person here, you'd pay her lesser?
No.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Because
it's the job that decides the pay.
Exactly. So that's exactly what happens. Even when, as actors, I'm sure that there are films that Alia Bhatt gets paid more than the heroes. There are films that I've gotten paid more than the heroes. And there are films that I get paid lesser than them. Because it's not as to skill what we bring to the table, there is another game to it altogether. There is a financial game. There is a game which says that the film has to recover the money that it has been, put in, right? So when you're sitting across a table and you're selling a film, when you say a few names, you get a little more money. So if suppose it was an Alia Bhatt and a newcomer film, they would say Alia Bhatt and they'll be like, okay, this much sanctioned. And then if it was a Shah Rukh Khan Alia film, say, oh Shah Rukh Khan, oh also Alia Bhatt, oh this sanctioned. So that's how it works. So they have to recover the money. That's how you're paid. Your value is decided on what value you're creating and you have made with the public and the audience. It's a trust. So I don't think anybody is deliberately trying to put me down, at least not me. So wherever there's a fair chance of me getting what I need to get, I get.
And is that what you also accordingly then sort of do on your particular shows that you're doing?
I'm not paying anybody less or more because there are heroes or heroines. They are getting paid because, well, they are doing what they're doing. That's their job, you know. Like, if today I was to cast a Priyanka with another guy and she was getting more, she would get more. Or vice versa, whoever's more. Like, I don't think that TV especially is a medium that's run more by women than by men. But that doesn't mean that they're paid lesser. It just means that they are getting paid what they are owed. Yeah. So, there can be pay disparity, but it can come from people who are sitting at top thinking that women, a certain kind of job is more preferably done by a man. But I'm feeling that the more of this generation that's going to the top, the pay disparity will automatically weigh itself out of the window because we're already fighting those norms here. Yeah.
You know, Sargun, also tell me, at this given point in time in your career, what is the biggest driving factor for you to say yes to a particular project?
It's different at different times, to be honest. You say, I mean, we all say that we love to say yes to a good script, but we say yes to so many things, you know. We never just say yes to a script. You could be a great script, but it could have a terrible team on the around it, and you'd have to say a no because you know that it won't see the light of the day. There are scripts that are great but don't have great producers and they won't pump in the money that it requires to become a commercial hit or to reach the people, so you say no. Sometimes you say yes because you want to work with a certain kind of a hero or with a director because of the image that is attached to them, you know. So there are various reasons we say yes to various things, and I say yes for all different reasons at all different times. So in this film in particular, I said I wanted to make this film because I wanted to make a different experience altogether. I thought we do comedy, we do love, we do romance, we do everything. But it was more to say that we want a family entertainer and we want something that has magic in it. Like just like, you know, just give a little bit of more sparkle to what we've been doing. So I did this. So I feel like there are films that I do for different reasons.
Tell me something, do you believe in the aspect of luck and gut?
Of course, like that's how Kismat, like I did a song called Kismat, I believe in Kismat.
Kismat. You're like, I'm circling back to Kismat then.
Yeah.
But, you know, as an actor, for you, what's the most important thing that you know is your non-negotiable?
The non-negotiable is the script. The non-negotiable part of it is the script. Like if you gave me the best of everything in that whole thing and then I looked at the script and I'm like, this doesn't even hold up. Like no matter who's doing it, it's going to tank. Like if I know it's going to tank, then I'm going to be like, it's fine. I think I can avoid the glitz and glamour of it and be out of it. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong because I want to know your perspective on this. Do you think the success of an actor is sort of equally proportionate or directly proportionate to the success of a film?
In the beginning, yes. Because if your films are not doing well, you can't possibly do well because you're not reaching out to an audience. But I don't feel that at a later stage, it's proportional. I mean, some of the biggest superstars have given some terrible films, but that doesn't mean that they are not the superstars that they are today. They both have their own journeys. I feel like a film has its own journey and has its own karma. It calls its people and people get attached to it. And then heroes, heroines, actors, artists have their own. So I feel that sometimes, in a very big film, the main character wouldn't get as much from the film as somebody who did a small role.
Animal, for that matter of fact. That happened for her.
Yeah. So I feel like, sometimes you get more success than the film. Sometimes the film gets more success than you. But apart from that, both are very different entities. And if you keep doing your way, like if you keep making your way through, you're going to have a different journey than the film.
Since this whole segment is called From Real to Real, what I want to ask you is, and I want to tell you from my personal experience of interviewing a lot of actors who probably started off doing television first, they've often come back to me and their teams have often said that please don't mention TV actor. You're one of them who proudly owns the tag of being a successful TV actor because you've said it in your interview that this is where I am today probably because of TV. I want to know, how is it that you still wrapped yourself around and you own both the fact that you're a superstar in the Punjabi film industry, you are known here as well for being a TV actor and a producer, and you're all like chill about it. It's never like bothered you when somebody else has questioned you like that?
Why would I not like it? I mean, this is the place which gave me work when nobody else was ready to do it. Like, nobody came to come and say that, come, I'm giving you a film, or come, I'm doing this for you. I got my first Punjabi film because I was doing television. Because somebody recognized my work in one of my shows, I got to where I am today. And television, I keep saying this time and again, that it is a medium that reaches out to more people than any other medium altogether. For a film, you have to buy tickets, and there is a high risk chance that it won't be watched. If 10 films are doing great, you might be a part of them and you might not be a part of it. But television, everybody is watching. Like, they all know, And, you all know an Odaria.
Yeah.
But there's a high possibility you don't know the 30 films that I will mention that released in that year. So I'm saying that no matter where you're working, what medium you're working, if you are successful in that particular medium, you're going to get a lot of love and respect. And you should own every tag that you have in your on yourself. I think Sushant did so well for himself. Shah Rukh is also somebody who's come from TV, and so many other names. I think Mrunal is doing she is doing exceptionally well, and I don't see the problem in it. So I don't know what is the problem also. I'm to producing television also. I love it.
Yeah. And I have to say this because we're talking real, so I'm going to put that out also. Today, if I put up an interview with a TV actor vis-a-vis an interview with a Bollywood actor, I can vouch for it that the TV actor interview would track way more.
And this is what 3 of your interviews have told me even before that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the biggest of the stars come on television to promote their film.
Yeah.
The biggest of the stars are judges at TV shows. They're all there. Like, the news is on TV, sports is on TV, everything is on TV. I don't know what the problem is with television.
What the problem is.
Sometimes I can't understand it, so I don't have maybe the correct answers to it. And I don't want to not wear that badge because I don't see the problem. So I don't understand why should I remove the badge. I'm wearing it with pride because I love it.
Yeah. Do you think that's still blurring right now? Have you reached that phase where it has sort of blurred, where there are more opportunities being presented for larger films as well to TV actors?
I don't know why is everybody looking at just the one thing.
But I'll tell you why, because most of them also aspire and dream to be on celluloid.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. Actually, it's a very different feeling, to be honest, to be on celluloid. It is a very different feeling. Yeah. But again, I think everybody chooses their own path. Mrunal has chosen a path that she's chosen. I've chosen a path that I'm choosing. And everybody who has the passion and the hard work to do so will get through.
Tell me one thing that you feel that the Hindi film industry should adapt from the Punjabi film industry.
Have lesser number of random people on set. Have more people who are invested creatively and, want to give more to the film rather than just get a pay off it.
Is there a wish list that you have in terms of the genres you want to play?
Why wouldn't I? It's such a big wish list. Do you have a very big interview?
You're like, I want to do all genres. I'm not going to limit myself to one.
And that's exactly why, like I told you in the beginning, that's why I did Cuttputlli, because that's a genre very rarely available to me in Punjab. So I said, hey, get to play something different. Let's do it. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I had no expectations of it. And I just went and I did my job and I came back. And I think even now in years to come, if I get like opportunities which are diverse, I'd just pick every.
You know, since we spoke of Mrunal, and I love her as well, I recently interviewed her and I asked her that in an industry where more often, sometimes vanity can take precedence over the actor that you are, how do you as a woman battle insecurities? It's the same question that I want to ask you. How does Sargun battle her insecurities in an industry where so much importance is given to vanity also?
I keep looking at people and be like, you know, the amount of surgeries that people are getting done nowadays, it's stupid. It's mental, it's bad for your mental health. And you're never going to stop. Once you start it, it's a never-ending thing, you know, just because somebody's telling you to look a certain way, you're looking like that, but then you're all going to look like clones of each other, which is
happening.
Not what you'd like. You know, Marilyn Monroe was one of the most beautiful actresses that the world has ever seen, and she's tagged also as one of the most beautiful actresses. If you go by some proportions that nowadays people say, she doesn't fit any structure. She just accepted who she was, and she was beautiful. And I think that's all that women need to understand.
You know, Sargun, I also know that eventually your production house is also going to venture into OTT. Give me your take on OTT and streaming platforms, and how has that changed a lot in terms of opportunities for people, not across just an actor, but like a scriptwriter, a person on board, so on and so forth.
So what we are doing this year on OTT, what we are shooting for, is a very different thing as to what you usually do see on OTT. It's more from our lensing. And I love the fact that there is a newer medium. You can see more technical people getting involved. You can see there's more creativity. You can see that the structure that you needed for television or for films, you don't need it in OTT at all. I love it. And more actors are getting... There's more work, just generally. And it's more work for you also, because one of the interviewers just told me, they're like, we have 3 shows releasing here, we have 2 films releasing. I said, look at it, like, everybody is busy because there's so much work happening, and it's great for the industry. What I don't like is that there's just like too much profanity. I don't enjoy it. So, yeah.
Lastly, before I let you go, since again, we're talking real stuff, you know, we are in this whole complex mechanism, and this is what I personally feel, because I've been here for like 13 years, and I feel that the rapport that one journalist had with an actor way before, probably when you started off, is much different. So much has changed post social media right now. There's the whole PR dynamic, there's the pressure of making sure that you're relevant and valid on social media, and so on and so forth. Does Sargun, as an individual, let alone the actor that she is or the producer that she is, pressurize herself in terms of being relevant, not just across social media, but in general? Do you think it's important also?
It's very important. It's very important to be updated. It's very important to evolve. It's very important to be relevant. And you know, आजकल तो आप पुराना फ़ोन भी नहीं रखते हो, सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट करना पड़ता है, आपके ऐप्स के भी सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट हो जाते हैं. Whoever it is who is working, whether they are in business, whether they are in the creative field, you have to connect to the audience that there is now. If they are an updated version of themselves, why are they not going to watch you if you are not up to the mark? Yeah. So you have to stay relevant. You have to stay in the game. And maybe that there is a point that comes in your life where you don't want to do it anymore for everybody else, because you have reached that stage and you have maybe everything on your wish list is tick marked. Then you maybe settle in your head and you're like, now I will do only whatever I need to do a little bit for myself. That's a very different stage in your life. But when you are doing something to make something of yourself, you better update your software.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your valuable time. I'm glad we could have this conversation and I could have this insight of, or like rather I'd say energy exchange of thoughts that we've had here. All the best for your film. We have that on 15th March releasing for everybody to consume. So congratulations on that.
You.
Hopefully we get to chat with you super soon yet again.
Yes, very, very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.